Assalamualaikum. My name is Badrul Muhayyab bin Ona Musyada, matric number 262920. So today I would like to introduce about tarian Mak Yong. So for the background, this ancient theatre from created by Malaysia Malay communities combine acting, vocal and instrumental music, gesture and elaborate costume. Specific to the village of Kelantan in Northwest Malaysia, where the tradition originated, Mak Yong is performed mainly as entertainment or for ritual purpose related to the healing practice. Experts believe that Mak Yong appeared well before the Islamization of the country. It was performed as the royal theatre under the direct patronage of the Kelantan Sultanate until the 1920s. Hence, the traditional was perpetuated in a rural context without forsaking the numerous refinements acquired at court, such as sophisticated costume design. As a typical Mak Yong performance opened with an offering, followed by dance, acting and music, as well as improvised monologue and dialogue. A single story can be presented over the several consecutive nights in a series of 3-hour performance. In the traditional village setting, the performances are held on a temporary open stage built of wood and palm leaf. The audience sit on the 3 sides of the stage, the 4th side being reserved for the orchestra consisting of 3 string pipe fiddle, rebab, a pair of double hit barrel drums, gendang, and hanging knock gongs, we call tawa. Most roles are performed by women, and the story are based on the ancient Malay folk tale people with royal character, divinities and clowns. Mak Yong is also associated with ritual in which shaman attempt to heal through songs, dance and spirit possession. Next, the domain of the intangible heritage. The term cultural heritage has been contended considerably in recent decades, partially owing the instrument developed by UNESCO. Cultural heritage does not end at monument and collection of objects. It is also include traditional or living expression inherited from our ancestors and passed on to our descendants, such as oral tradition, performing arts, social practice, ritual, festive event, knowledge and practice concerning nature and the universe, or the knowledge and skill to produce traditional craft. While fragile, intangible cultural heritage is an important factor in maintaining cultural diversity in the face of growing globalization. An understanding of the intangible cultural heritage or different community help with intercultural dialogue and encourage mutual respect for other ways of life. The importance of intangible cultural heritage is not the cultural manifestation itself, but rather than wealth of knowledge and skill that is transmitted through it from one generation to the next. The social and economic value of this transmission of knowledge is relevant for minority group and for mainstream social group within a state, and it is important for developing state as for developed one. And then, the concept connect to the intangible heritage. UNESCO 2003 Convention for the Safeguarding of Intangible Culture Heritage proposed 5 broad domains in which intangible cultural heritage is manifested: oral tradition and expression, including language as a vehicle of the intangible cultural heritage, performing art, social practice, ritual and festive event, knowledge and practice concerning nature and the universe, traditional craftsmanship. Instead of intangible cultural heritage are not limited to single manifestation and many include elements from the multiple domain. For example, tarian Mak Yung, this might involve traditional music, dance and song, clothing and sacred item as well as ritual and ceremonial practice. Similarly, festivals are complex expression of intangible cultural heritage that include singing, dancing, theatre, feasting, oral tradition, and storytelling, display of craftsmanship, sport, and other entertainment. The boundaries between the domain are extremely fluid and often vary from community to community. It is difficult, if not impossible, to impose rigged category externally. While other community might view their chant verse as a form of ritual, another would interrupt it as song. Similarly, what one community define as theatre might be interpreted as dance. In a different culture context, there is also difference in scale and scope. One community might make a minute distinction between variation of expression, while another group consider them all diverse part of a single form. While the convention set out a framework for identifying for the intangible cultural heritage, the list of domain it's provide is intended to be inclusive rather than exclusive. There is already a wide degree of variation, with some countries divide up the manifestation of intangible cultural heritage differently, while others use broadly similar domains to those of the convention with alternative name. They may add further domain or new subcategory to existing domain. This involves incorporating subdomain already in use in countries where intangible cultural heritage is recognized, including traditional play and game, culinary tradition, animal husbandry, pilgrims, and place of memory. So the last but not least, in my opinion, regarding the safeguarding of the intangible heritage. The way to safeguarding of the intangible heritage is bequeathed to the younger generation. To keep alive, intangible heritage must be relevant to its community continuously and transmit from one generation to another. That's all from me. Thank you.
This ancient form of theatre was created by Malaysia's Malay communities. It combines acting, vocal and instrumental music, gestures, and elaborate costumes. Specific to the villages of Kelantan in northwest Malaysia, where the tradition originated, Mak Yong is performed mainly as entertainment. Mak Yong is also associated with rituals in which shamans attempt to heal through song, trance dance, and spirit possession.